Welcome everyone. This is the Appian 24.4 product announcement webinar. My name is James Lee, Director of Product Evangelism here at Appian. I'm joined here today by Tien Bui, Senior Product Manager, Shakuntala Sundararajan, Senior Product Manager, Kinjal Sanghavi, Product Manager 2, Josh Linder, Senior Product Manager 2, Pranav Ranganathan, Senior Product Manager, Elizabeth Hall, Senior Beta Program Manager, and Kate Bonifaz, Product Evangelist. Today we'll be covering all the new features and capabilities being released in Appian 24.4. Before we get started, I would like to remind everyone of the in-webinar Q&A feature. Please post your questions throughout the webinar, and we will be sure to answer any questions at the end for the live audience. Starting with some upcoming events, Appian Europe will be hosted in London again at the O2 next month. The conference will be on December 3rd, so we encourage you to register today and join us for this fantastic conference. And next April in 2025, Appian World will be hosted in Denver, Colorado at the Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center. The conference will be April 27th through April 30th, so we encourage you to save the date and join us in Denver to learn more about our latest innovations and hear compelling success stories across industries. Happy to share again that our new monthly newsletter, Next Gen Enterprise, is live. This newsletter will keep you ahead of the curve with curated content on enterprise technology trends, automation best practices, and expert insights. Click the pop-up to head to our subscription center and subscribe to Next Gen Enterprise. Now, onto the content for this webinar. Today, we are showcasing the latest innovations in our 24.4 product release, the fourth and final release of the year following our 24.3 release back in August. Appian 24.4 will be GA next week on November 22nd. At that time, Appian Cloud customers will receive notifications allowing them to schedule their environments for upgrades, and self-managed customers will be able to download the new installer from My Appian. Now, I want to take a moment to reinforce Appian's vision for our process platform. The Appian platform brings all the tools to bear to allow you to design, automate, and optimize any business process in your organization. But don't take it from me, Gartner has recognized Appian as a leader in its Magic Quadrant for enterprise low-code application platforms and as a leader in its Magic Quadrant for process mining platforms. Appian has also been ranked number 1 for complex internal applications use cases by Gartner. Let's use this continuous improvement lifecycle as a backdrop for the great capabilities we plan to present today. To kick things off with low-code design, I'm happy to pass it off to Tien Bui to share about some of the enhancements we have for low-code developers coming in the 24.4 release. Tien, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about all the enhancements we have coming for low-code design. First, we've made it easier to test your expression rules in a number of ways. You can now set a default test case, which means that we'll automatically load it for you whenever you open an expression rule for testing. You can also more quickly switch between test cases with a new drop-down menu, making your expression rule testing faster and better than ever. And lastly, you can also change the output of a test case from formatted to raw or expression all in one click. Now your test outputs require no additional reformatting. With these enhancements, we're helping to increase developer productivity and create overall more robust applications. Speaking of developer productivity, there are some really exciting AI features for developers. First, I'm happy to announce that generating an interface from a PDF is now powered by Appian's Private AI. This enhancement simplifies your toolset by eliminating the need for an external Azure OpenAI license. Remember that your data will remain secure, as always, within Appian's Private AI framework. This capability is also FedRAMP moderate compliant, just like many of our other AI-Copilot capabilities. Next, I'm really excited to introduce you to Appian Composer, a powerful new feature designed to streamline and accelerate your application building process. In this preview release, Appian Composer focuses on simplifying the early stages of application building by letting you start planning directly within Appian Designer. Planning directly from Appian helps to maintain that seamless link between your business requirements and the application that you're building. When planning a new application, simply describe your business needs in a few sentences, and with the help of AI-Copilot, Appian Composer lays out your application requirements into a clear workflow, providing you with clarity and structure before development even begins. Appian Composer identifies key design elements like integrations, RPA, and user actions, and more that fit your workflow. Appian Composer also guides you through defining application personas, viewing requirements through each user's role and responsibilities. This is a great starting point for further collaboration between you and your business users, and you can further customize your application plan as you'd like by either using AI-Copilot for assistance or making changes manually. Edit your workflow using drag and drop to reorder your workflow and capture even more details from your application users. When you and your team are aligned on requirements, you're ready to start building. Composer isn't just for new applications. Create plans for existing apps by linking design objects to your requirements, making it easier for new developers to onboard and quickly understand what the app does and how it was built. As Appian Composer evolves, its AI-driven capabilities will further enhance application development, integrating AI to help with key activities like data modeling, design, and object generation to help accelerate that journey from requirements to delivery of mission-critical applications. Moving on to Case Management Studio updates, this release, we've made the workflow configuration feature in Case Management Studio even more powerful with the introduction of workflow automations. With automations, you can easily set rules and criteria that define how to move forward in a workflow without human intervention, making your case management workflows more efficient. This feature is available to business users configuring workflows in Studio and to caseworkers working on in-flight cases. You may also recall that earlier this year, in 24.2, we introduced the Automated Case Routing module. When incorporated with Case Management Studio, in just a few clicks, case managers can create rules that automate case assignments based on case type, case category, and case fields with no manual triaging necessary. We're re-releasing the module with additional functionality, so now you can reference custom case fields configured in Studio in your case assignment rules. No extra steps or extensions required. Speaking of modules, we're making case creation more flexible with the Case Creation via Email module. When plugged into your Case Management Studio instance, the triage queue in Workspace allows you to pull in emails and turn the inquiries into new cases or add information to existing cases directly from the queue. Once you've created or updated a case, we'll display the email thread and any new replies to the thread on the case itself. And you can even reply to emails directly from within the case. We're centralizing case information and creation so that you can spend less time digging through emails and more time focusing on resolving cases. We can't wait to see how you use these new low-code capabilities. Now I'm going to turn it back over to James so you can learn more about the other great features coming to the platform with this release. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Tien. Really happy to learn about Appian Composer and can't wait to see how you guys iterate on the capability after its preview release. With that, let me hand it off to Shakuntala Sundararajan, Senior Product Manager, to share about some of the total experience updates we have coming in Appian 24.4. Shakuntala, over to you.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. I'm thrilled to share with you some of the new enhancements made to our total experience offering. This release, we've made some exciting additions to our portals and interfaces that will enable you to make applications more appealing and efficient on both mobile and desktop. Let's take a look at what is new. With this release, you can now develop Appian portals for a global audience. You can now directly create links in a portal using a-bang portal URL with locale function to switch between different locales, ensuring your portals are available to multilingual users. With this release, you can embed your portal in any number of external websites using iframes. This lets users visiting external websites access the same portal without needing to navigate to a common website. We have now introduced a portal log in our 24.4 release that will help you gain insights and keep track of how your public-facing applications are being used. You can now use the downloadable log to view key metrics such as session IDs, IP addresses, visited pages, and device information. In this release, we've also added several new components and enhancements to existing components that will enable you to have better styling options while designing your application. We have addressed a long-standing use case related to cards, which is the need to consistently align cards and make it dynamic to different form factors. We've introduced a new Record Power interface layout that handles card sizing, alignment, and responsiveness. thus providing a consistent rendering of sleek, beautiful card groups for your application. This release, we've improved default grids. You can now generate modern and sleek looking grids, which will be automatically applied to all the places in the application that use a grid. Let's take a look at it in real time. Currently, when a user creates a record, Appian automatically creates a record list in the form of a grid. As you can see, the grid is currently very basic with no additional styling. Upon resetting the list to the default configuration, the grid now has a modern and intuitive look to it. This improved styling applies not only to our out-of-the-box record grids, but also to the grids in the interface designer. With this release, you can toggle charts to load in the background. This allows you to view large and complex grids more quickly. As you can see, the grid is fetched asynchronously in the background, so you can keep building and analyzing data without having to wait for all of the data to load at once. Starting this release, it is now possible to identify which column needs to be exported from read-only grids. Low-code developers can conditionally show or hide grid columns on export. Additional columns that are not a part of the grid can also be added to export, which allows for more flexibility on curating what data needs to be exported from a grid. We have introduced the new heading component that gives you complete styling and accessibility control over headings. You can now organize your interfaces with both visual and non-visual indicators to create impactful and semantically appropriate forms. In the previous release, we introduced the styled text editor field. With this release, we are expanding on the functionality with an additional formatting option that will allow users to format text as tables. The A-band styled text editor field function will now allow you to enter HTML tables both through the toolbar and via copy and paste, empowering you to showcase more information in a concise manner. We've introduced a new parameter that will allow you to change the border color of a card layout. This will provide an increased control over card borders so that it is better aligned with your organization's branding guidelines. Additionally, it will also empower designers with more flexibility so that they are not restricted to gray or no borders while creating good-looking interfaces. We have now added a new style named strike-through to A-bang rich text item function. It is now a lot easier to give context to users on an upgrade or irrelevance of a content in the interface. In the 24.4 release, you can now match the style of primary label to your chart labels. The KPI component will have a new parameter that will allow you to apply text formatting to the primary text field. This will in turn enable you to have clean, distinct, and consistent dashboards in the interface. Last, but certainly not the least for total experience, we've made several enhancements to our offline mobile offering. Offline mobile users can now see when the data was last synced to device and can trigger sync to refresh data on all offline forms. Mobile users will now have visibility into how recent their data is and a one-stop button on the mobile menu to initiate data sync whenever needed. From this release, offline-enabled forms will have all data that has been input on action. In the event that the application you were working on unexpectedly closes or restarts, you will be able to return to where you left off without worrying about any data loss. Lastly, you can now use record data type and record type references on offline mobile interfaces without relying on custom data types while building interfaces. These improvements ensure you spend less time on remembering record concepts while building a form. It has been an exciting release for total experience offering. I am eager to see you put these features into practice. I will now pass it over to James to kick off our next section.
Thanks so much, Shakuntala. It's great to not only see a lot of enhancements to the design capabilities, but also usability and accessibility of Appian applications. With that, let me pass it over to Kinjal Sanghavi, Product Manager 2, to share about some of the data fabric updates coming in the 24.4 release. Kinjal, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kinjal Sanghavi, a Product Manager at Appian, and I am excited to share the data fabric highlights for this release. We're excited to share that you can now provide multiple default options in your user filters. This way, you can automatically filter your record lists and records-powered grids to show users the exact data they need. Reliable and up-to-date data is vital to any application. Isn't it painstaking to manually recover critical data when a smart service sync fails? Well, worry no more. This release, we've introduced a new sync option to automatically recover your data when a sync triggered by a smart service fails. When this option is enabled, a recovery sync will kick off immediately after a failed smart service sync. No manual intervention required. It will fetch and resync all of your source data to ensure you have the latest changes as quickly as possible. Talking about source data and reliability, we recently introduced a powerful sync option to keep your record type data available even at high volumes. Once your record type is set up, you enable this in the sync options page of your record type. In this release, you can now enable this sync configuration during the initial setup of your record types. When enabled, Appian will automatically sync the latest 4 million rows in your record type, so you can immediately start working with that data in Appian. This allows you to sync data sources regardless of their size and be confident that you're always working with the most relevant data. Keeping in sync with the theme we have going on here, I want to introduce you to a new sync filter. This release, we're taking sync filters to the next level by allowing you to filter by source fields and by a relationship. With the new relationship-based sync filters, you can filter records using related record field values from a relationship. This is especially helpful when you want to logically filter a child record type based on the values in the parent record type. For example, you can choose to only sync campaigns associated to marketing strategies for the year 2024. This relationship-based filter can be applied to any database-backed record type, even if the related record type does not have the same data source. Do you wish you could easily keep up with important conversations and updates within your Appian application? Now you can. We've made it easier to stay in the loop and keep conversations going by subscribing to conversations about a record. Simply subscribe to conversations and you'll receive an email notification anytime someone adds a new comment or reply to a conversation. These features are really easy to set up. On the data model page of your record type, click on the Add Filters button. Choose to filter by relationship and pick your relationship from the drop-down menu. You can even filter by the related record fields to make your filter more precise. Test filter will help you verify the number of relevant related records for which this filter will sync data. Once we save these changes, we will have successfully set up our sync filters. And to enable subscribing to records, simply navigate to Events and generate event record types. Here, along with record types like event history, we will also generate a subscriber record type. Once you configure the event history list component on the designer interface to enable collaboration, users will be able to subscribe to these conversations. They can simply go in and click on the subscribe button of a record and stay up to date with new conversations. When users subscribe to conversations, Appian automatically stores the subscribed user in the new subscriber record type. I want to now switch gears to focus on enhancements that make your life as a developer much easier. We've heard all your feedback, and I'm really excited to walk you through the next set of these updates. We've made it faster to configure record-level security by allowing you to duplicate existing security rules. Now with just a click, you can get a jumpstart on your security configurations. We have also made it easier for you to access information about the data sources backing your record types. In addition to the source type and table name, the record type now displays the name of the data source, giving you quick insight into where your data is coming from. With Appian, you can use service-backed record types and easily connect to data in any external system. This release, we have made it easier to map fields from your external system to fields in the record type. Now, Appian will automatically suggest all top-level fields returned by an integration as fields in the record type. And yes, even fields with null or empty values. With this enhancement, it's now faster and easier to access the data you need. The custom JDBC connected system and the SQL integration object together let you easily use SQL statements to connect your Appian applications to an unsupported database and exchange data. This release, we've made this even easier. Now, simply pass a list of values into each parameter in the SQL integration directly and use the in operator in your query filter. That's it, no further configurations required. And if these quality of life enhancements weren't enough, you will now see faster queries with record-powered grids and RV Bank Record. This release, we have enhanced RV Bank Records so it can automatically detect if fields have already been queried from a different relationship and skip any redundant fields. This helps optimize your record views and titles so they only query data that you need. We have also updated the data store object to have a more modern look and feel. When you create or edit a data store object, you'll see a refreshed interface that's more intuitive to use. By this point, I hope you are as excited as I am for these amazing Data Fabric additions in 24.4. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Kinjal. So many great updates, but I know developers are going to be particularly happy to see multiple default options for user filters. Thank you again for sharing. With that, let me pass it over to Josh Linder, Senior Product Manager 2, to share about some of the automation capability updates in Appian 24.4. Josh, over to you.
Thanks, James. Starting with process modeler updates. Rendering your complex workflows as process models is now even easier with the updated Start Process Smart Service. We've enhanced the Setup tab to make it easier to configure inputs and outputs, as well as the ability to start processes synchronously. To support synchronous processes, we've also updated the A-Bank Start Process function with 2 new parameters. To build interfaces that update seamlessly after an unattended process completes, set isSynchronous to true. Then, define the behavior for the onIncomplete parameter with the behavior that you want if the process does not complete successfully or in the allowed time. Moving on to new features for AI-Copilot for business users. We're excited to announce the full release of AI-Copilot for Data Fabric, featuring faster response times and a better overall experience. You'll notice up to 40% faster responses, making your interactions with AI Copilot more efficient. Plus, while you wait for answers, you'll now see real-time progress updates through new chatbot messages, ensuring a more transparent and engaging experience. Additionally, AI Copilot now supports up to 250 record types in the data catalog, up from 60, allowing you to leverage even more data for deeper insights. These updates provide an even better experience and mark the general release of AI Copilot for Data Fabric. With Enterprise Copilot, you can now experience more natural and engaging conversations with Enterprise Copilot through advanced language understanding and improved response quality. We're continuing to make our features available to more customers worldwide. For instance, we've expanded the regional availability for capabilities like Enterprise Copilot, AI Copilot for Reports, and the Records Chat component to include the following regions shown here. Additionally, we've expanded our FedRAMP controls across most of Appian's AI capabilities. Now, in addition to document classification, document extraction, and email classification, all AI skills and most AI Copilot features are FedRAMP compliant. These features meet the stringent security, privacy, and operational requirements for public sector use, enabling more government agencies to automate complex processes with confidence. With our AI skills, we've improved document extraction AI skill so that it can now automatically detect and extract tables that span multiple pages within a document. This means you no longer need to use complex workarounds to merge multi-page tables. During the reconciliation task, Appian will seamlessly consolidate them into a single table field, saving you time and effort. Once you've completed the reconciliation step, future table extractions will happen automatically, helping you work faster. Moving on to RPA, our auto login service now automatically updates to the latest version when connecting to a newer version of Appian RPA. This means that you'll always have the most up-to-date security features and performance enhancements without needing to update manually yourself, saving you time and minimizing operational downtime. Process automation is key to the efficiency of your business, helping you to complete critical work faster and with greater precision. Now, Appian is making your automation journey even better by introducing Autoscale. Autoscale addresses 3 key business demands. The first is high performance. In today's competitive landscape, speed and efficiency are crucial for businesses to grow and thrive. Mission-critical applications must process data faster, handle more users, and automate more tasks to meet growing demand. The second business driver is dynamic scaling. Because growth or shifts in demand are not linear or predictable, automatic scalability has become a necessity to meet fluctuating workloads. Businesses need confidence they can avoid system crashes during peak activity. The third is resource efficiency. Businesses are concerned with return on every investment, especially when it comes to technology. This means prioritizing software solutions that are not just functional, but also cost-effective, efficient, and scalable to meet evolving demands. This is the reality of the dynamic needs of your business. You want to be ready to handle the unexpected. Autoscale is a new, separately licensed service in Appian Cloud that dynamically adjusts process execution capacity based on demand. Specifically designed for high-volume, high-throughput automation, Autoscale delivers up to 100 times the processing power of the standard engines when needed, without having to pre-provision resources. This means that when processing demand spikes, Autoscale will ensure your systems stay performant. There are a few common categories of use cases that Autoscale serves well. Straight-through processing. Automated processes designed to eliminate manual intervention and complete transactions or data exchanges electronically from start to finish. Microservice or API orchestration. Managing and coordinating the interactions between individual microservices within a distributed system. It's like being a conductor for an orchestra, ensuring all the musicians, or microservices, play their parts in the correct sequence and harmony to create a final product. And scheduled processing. Executing business processes at a recurring planned time. These are often end-of-day, end-of-month, or end-of-year workloads. We are making sure that you can use Autoscale effortlessly with our familiar and guided developer experience. Moreover, processes using Autoscale can easily interact with processes that don't, using sub-processes and start process smart service, making it simple to handle any exception flows like the ones that require input from users. This way, Autoscale can serve your high-throughput business processes and also seamlessly work with the rest of the processes orchestrated in Appian. Here's an example of an API orchestration process that's coordinating various other systems to process conference registrations. You can see we're in the familiar process modeler experience, but you get all the performance benefits of Autoscale. For processes that use Autoscale, Appian provides a seamless observability experience, so you can monitor and troubleshoot processes easily. There are different challenges when you need to monitor and take action on a large volume of process instances, and Autoscale is providing the tools to manage processing at scale. Let's look at an example together. We have an insurance claims processing application and want to run the key process in Autoscale to handle spikes in claim volume. Here's the process model, which is currently running in the existing process engine. Let's run this in Autoscale instead. Because Autoscale is targeting high-throughput automated processes, it's launching with a tailored set of nodes focused on automated processes. We're being alerted that we have an unsupported node type. Let's fix that. Over time, support for additional node types will be added. Because Autoscale is interoperable with the existing engine, I can route these exception flows back to the standard engine for human resolution. Autoscale processes are available in this new Autoscale Process Activity tab, which provides aggregate insights to help me track patterns in utilization and errors. I can drill into a particular process model to view how the process instances are performing and look for errors. I can also drill all the way into an individual process instance in monitoring mode to view details or troubleshoot. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Josh. Wow, Autoscale is really impressive. I can't wait to see how different customers take advantage of it for their most mission-critical processes. With that, let me pass it off to Pranav Ranganathan, Senior Product Manager, to talk about some of the updates to our Process HQ capabilities this quarter. Pranav, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm excited to share some of our recent updates with Process HQ. Process HQ is a workspace where business users can gain unprecedented visibility into their enterprise data and processes. Combining the latest technologies in data fabric, process mining, machine learning, and generative AI, Process HQ gives users the power to explore data and identify timely insights they can use to optimize their business. This release, we have added new enhancements to both of Process HQ's capabilities, Process Insights and Data Fabric Insights. With Process Insights, we're making it easier for business users to quickly learn more about their business processes and find insights. Data stewards will get to use new and enhanced functionality to quickly iterate on data preparation in production environments, allowing them to easily maintain their business processes. Business analysts will benefit from a variety of new features as well, making for an even more comprehensive experience with exploring their business processes. An investigation is a systematic, detailed, and guided examination of the aspects of a process that are contributing to slowness or inefficiency. This release, we're letting you investigate how often parts of your process or cases with certain attributes occur, so you can quickly reduce those occurrences and get the most out of your processes. While focusing on occurrences, you'll be able to drill down on additional characteristics the same way you would with long durations. Each step of the way, Process HQ will clearly report how many occurrences you can eliminate to see real improvement in your KPI. For example, an organization might have a workflow to manage critical incidents. Now, an analyst interested in reducing the occurrences of critical incidents can easily investigate this. They can dive into different characteristics about the process and determine the best way to make improvements. With this new way of looking at process data, you'll get a fresh perspective on how much better your process can be. Last release, we introduced AI-Copilot into Process Insights to help you create views faster and more easily using AI. This release continues on that theme, now for KPIs and insight summaries. AI-Copilot makes it easier to create KPIs specific to your business by analyzing your process data and generating suggested measurements. When you select an AI-generated KPI, you'll be able to edit all of the suggested configurations to fit your needs. We're also making it easier for you to draft useful summaries and recommendations within Insights, so you can boost the speed of collaboration across your organization. AI Copilot provides you with starting text based on insight details and business best practices. Business users can edit the AI-generated draft or regenerate content until they are happy with what's being communicated. This release, expanded case attribute data in process views, makes it even easier to understand your complex process data. In the new case attributes grid, you can quickly review key metrics for various attributes and compare values across attributes and within a single attribute. Plus, with new search and filter capabilities, you can hone in on specific attributes to review and compare. When you're ready for a closer look at an individual attribute value, an enhanced attribute details dialog is just one click away. Here, you can see the potential savings for cases with the attribute value. Distribution and trend visualizations, as well as a case list, help you easily contextualize the attribute and validate what you are seeing. Then, to add more process characteristics to your analysis, you can start an investigation directly from the dialog. With your attribute data right where you need it, the journey from discovery to diagnosis is faster than ever. This release, we have added enhancements to help data stewards easily optimize business data for analysis and process insights. Once your data is in Process Insights, AI-Copilot will automatically detect ad hoc events and even suggest filters to remove them from your process data, so it's even easier to focus on the activities that matter most. With better business data, you'll have a better picture of your overall process and uncover meaningful insights faster than ever. In Process Insights, the process diagram gives you a unique picture of where and when activities happen in your process. Now, you can move seamlessly from understanding activities in that context to drilling deeper on an individual activity. Simply click on an activity node in the diagram to view findings, potential savings, and visualizations for that activity. Then, once you've decided to look closer, you can start an investigation right away. Let's take a look at some of these capabilities in action. This release, AI-Copilot will help data stewards perform data prep. AI-Copilot will automatically detect ad hoc events, which are events that do not represent the process lifecycle and can clutter your exploration experience. As a data steward, I am presented with a banner at the top of the page that suggests that I add filters to remove the event type. I can follow the suggestions in the process definition and easily add the recommended filters for a better exploration of the process. As an analyst, I would like to view the process that my data steward has configured for me. One of the first things that I will do is take a look at the discovered model to get a sense of how my process operates. Now, I can easily access details about my activity directly from the process diagram. When I click on a node, I can view findings, potential savings, and visualizations for that activity. We have also added the ability to share a direct link to an investigation that jumps immediately to the investigation details. This will help your collaborators and stakeholders get right to the insights they need with even fewer clicks. Last release, we introduced the Find and Replace custom attribute template to help you optimize your data in Process Insights. Now, in addition to text fields, the Find and Replace template can help you find and replace values in integer and Boolean fields. We're also giving you the ability to replace null values and non-null values so you can make sure your data is meaningful, consistent, and easily readable. We've even added support for filtering process data based on custom attributes, giving you more control over what's included in your process data. Data stewards and analysts can now add attribute descriptions right in Process Insights to help analysts gain a better understanding of process data. And you can now see attribute descriptions in more places across Process Insights so that important business context is even easier to find. With this enhancement, business analysts can easily improve their interpretation of their process data and make better decisions to optimize processes. We're committed to making the Appian platform accessible to all users. In this release, we've made a number of updates to Process Insights within Process HQ to support this. We've refactored code to make it easier for users to interact with Process Insights through a screen reader, updated images and icons to include alternative text, updated the product to preserve navigation and interactive elements when the screen resolution is changed or zoomed in, and much more. Data Fabric Insights empowers any user to explore their enterprise data and find answers to their common business questions. Let's take a look at some of the latest enhancements we have made this release. This release, we've given report creators more control over how they filter their reports by making our filters more flexible and dynamic. Now, report creators can easily filter by a list of values. Whenever they select a text field, report creators can now use the equals or does not equal operator to filter by one or more values. And we'll provide users a list of values from the selected field so they can easily pick the values that they want to filter on. Report creators can also dynamically filter data by the current or next day, week, month, year, or quarter. For example, instead of regularly updating a filter in a report to show data for the current week, report creators can use a dynamic filter operator to automatically get this data. We'll even show the dates for the selected time frame so report creators can be confident that they're filtering by the right dates. Report creators can also add new quick filters on any report by simply selecting a field. With just a click, report creators can display a list of filter options directly on the report, allowing any report viewer to filter the data to best fit their needs. We've also restyled the design palette so users can now select donut, stacked, and 100% stacked chart options directly from the palette, allowing users to jumpstart their designs with minimal configuration. Users will also notice a few small but mighty design enhancements that make it quick and easy to configure different aspects of their reports. Last release, we improved the performance of dashboards containing large or complex grids by asynchronously loading grid data in the background. This release, we're also loading KPI reports asynchronously, so users will notice overall more performant dashboards, especially those containing grids and KPIs. We're really excited about all the new enhancements that we've made to Process HQ and can't wait to see how you use these features. With that, back to you, James.
Thank you, Pranav. It's great to see the continuous innovation in our Process HQ capability since its original unveiling in May of this year. I can't wait to see what more investments you guys put into the offering in 2025. With that, I'm going to take some time to cover some of the administration updates coming in Appian 24.4. First off, we've made it easier for administrators to control the availability of generative AI features in Process HQ. Now you can choose to enable or disable AI-Copilot in Process HQ from the admin console. The setting applies to AI-Copilot for Data Fabric, AI-Copilot for reports, and AI-generated suggestions for views, KPIs, and insight summaries in Process Insights. Now, we know that the security of your environment is a top priority, so this release, we've enhanced our deployment review process. Now, to support your auditing and security requirements, you can prevent the same individual from requesting and approving the same direct deployment. We've enhanced file upload restrictions to include the content inspection within compressed or zipped files. With the new Apply Above Settings to Contents of Compressed Files toggle in the admin console, you can prevent users from bypassing file type blocks by uploading compressed versions of restricted files. This release, we are enhancing security for system-to-system communication by letting administrators configure mutual TLS authentication, or MTLS for short, for an environment's web APIs. For complete instructions on enabling MTLS in the admin console, see the Web API authentication page. Enabling TLS encrypted connections to a database with server identity verification ensures that data transmitted between Appian and your database server is protected from interception and tampering. This release, we're enabling you to use self-signed certificates like internal or private certificates for TLS encrypted connections to supported databases. Just add your certificates as trusted server certificates in the admin console, and they will be applied to database server authentication. This release, we've provided an option to add more connection properties for your data source connected system to streamline the configuration experience. Now you can configure the additional properties directly in the connected system. No need to rely on the connection URL. This release, we're introducing a new Cloud Database Management REST API that makes it easier to update the user credential for Enhanced Data Pipeline, or EDP. The Update EDP Credential API endpoint allows you to integrate with a privileged access management system and update EDP user credentials programmatically. This new API will simplify your password change process and help meet security requirements for privileged cloud database access. The default JDBC driver for MySQL has been upgraded from version 5.1 to 8.4. In 8.4, the null catalog means current connection property now has a new default of false. To maintain backward compatibility and ensure a seamless upgrade experience, we'll automatically set null catalog means current to true for you, unless you've already configured it yourself. No manual adjustments are required. Tomcat access logs offer essential data for application monitoring, user behavior analysis, and various operational needs. With this release, you can now stream the Tomcat access log for enhanced real-time insights and monitoring capabilities. This real-time security monitoring in Appian makes it easy for you to meet the compliance and auditing requirements of your industry. Now, we understand that your deployment type directly impacts how you manage and use Appian. That's why we're sharing the details about an important change for self-managed deployments well in advance. Starting with Appian 25.4, all new versions of Appian will require containers managed by Kubernetes to run in a self-managed environment. Appian runs on containers via Kubernetes, an industry-standard container orchestration platform. Appian has been running Appian Cloud on containers for several years, and most Appian Cloud sites are running on a Kubernetes-based infrastructure already. To provide you with a variety of options, Appian runs on OpenShift, Azure AKS, Amazon EKS, Google GKE, or your local or co-located bare metal Kubernetes cluster. To help you with this transition, visit our migration toolkit. And if you're interested in migrating to Appian Cloud, reach out to your account executive for more information. Appian Cloud customers are now required to have default maintenance window times assigned that are outside of their local business hours. Appian technical support will use these default times when scheduling maintenance like patches and upgrades instead of having to ask every time. Default maintenance windows can be configured directly in MyAppian. Another enhancement from Appian support contacts can now opt into SMS alerts when a new Priority 1 or P1 support case is opened for their cloud environment. This can help ensure contacts are notified promptly regarding issues with their environment. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth Hall, Senior Beta Program Manager, to share about some of our latest updates from our beta programs. Liz, over to you.
Thank you, James. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Hall, and I'm Appian's Senior Beta Program Manager. I'll be giving a quick update on our in-progress and upcoming beta programs. I'd like to start out by announcing a beta program for our new contract lifecycle management solution. This solution automates and streamlines contract processing during key stages such as initiation, authoring, negotiation and approval, execution, ongoing management and compliance, and contract renewal. This can be used for contracts related to procurement, sales, partnerships, professional services, employment, and more. If you have a use case for contract lifecycle management, please click the link to the form on the pop-up to provide your contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Next, I'd like to share that we have an upcoming beta program for our new offline-enabled Windows app. Appian is building a new desktop application that users can install on Windows 11 devices. On Windows, your workers in the field will be able to complete rich, dynamic forms even while offline. Just like with Appian Mobile, forms will automatically sync back to your system as soon as the user regains internet connection. This can be used for facility inspections, fieldwork, surveys, transportation management, disaster relief, and more. If you're interested in beta testing this new capability, please click the link to the forum on the pop-up to provide your contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. This beta program will begin in January 2025 and run until May. As shared in the last product announcement webinar, we're working on enhancements to Appian's data fabric. These enhancements will allow our data fabric to support higher data volumes while also enabling even faster query performance for complex queries. If you're interested in beta testing these new data fabric enhancements, please click the link to the form in the pop-up to provide your contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. This beta program has already begun and will run until January 2025. Lastly, I'd like to remind everyone of our beta page on Appian Community. On this page, you can learn more about the Appian beta program, register interest for upcoming and in-flight beta initiatives, and review results from past betas. You can click the link on the pop-up to check out this page. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Now back to you, James.
Thanks, Liz, for so many great updates on our beta programs. With that, let me go ahead and hand it over to Kate Bonifaz, Product Evangelist, to discuss some updates from our community. Kate, over to you.
Thanks, James. Let's jump right into those community updates. First off, eager to get hands-on with Case Management Studio? Join our new trial and explore the product on your own, or go through guided tutorials for a step-by-step walkthrough. Each trial lasts for 28 days, so we are excited to see how you make the most of your time. Click the pop-up on your screen to register today. By popular demand, Appian certified users in Community can now enjoy early access to Appian 24.4 in Community Edition. See and play with many of the new things you've seen in this webinar before they are officially released. Certified users can click the pop-up on their screen to register today. Looking into our app market, the new Grid Plus plugin allows users to flexibly display, create, and update records in a single component with minimal lag and no paging needed. Click the pop-up on the screen to try Grid Plus today via an interactive demo in Community Edition. We are thrilled to introduce our modernized documentation experience. Features include a modern look and feel, streamlined navigation, improved mobile experience, topic sharing, and various other customer-requested enhancements. You can look forward to this updated documentation going live with Appian 24.4 GA on November 22nd. New release, new release! Check your knowledge and maintain your certification with the release showcase for 24.4 on Academy Online. Also keep a lookout for a new Autoscale course coming soon. As always, I'm happy to invite you to come join me and my esteemed colleagues on the Appian Community YouTube channel. We live stream monthly, and new and engaging content is released every week. Some things to look forward to include the 24.4 release highlights live stream and an Autoscale overview coming soon. Last but not least, come join us in Dallas and London in the next month for opportunities to connect with like-minded professionals, learn from industry experts, and gain hands-on experience with Appian's latest tools and technologies. That's all I have for now. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Kate. I wanted to thank everyone today for attending the webinar. We hope to see many of you at our upcoming conference events, Appian Europe on December 3rd and Appian World, April 27th through April 30th. And for those interested in staying on top of the latest innovations coming out of Appian, we encourage you to tune into our next product announcement webinar for the 25.1 release in Q1 of next year. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great day.